Hey, good morning, everybody. So I'm back, and I'm here with that project that I promised I would be working on. It's a healthy, rainy day today, and not much I can do out there in terms of my regular work. So I figured I'd come inside and play around with the tools and work on the this little project. So first off, I have this guy. I need to put this in here and weld it. But I don't think I like the way that sits here. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run this through the lathe, and I'm going to just kind of cut around this edge here. Let's take it over to the lathe here. I'm going to set that thing up in here, and I think I'm going to turn that thing and cut a little slot in here so that that piece will slide inside, and I'll be able to seal it with a aluminum weld all the way around. So that's first off. Let's get to it. So we got that thing all nice and bored out. Let's get this thing out of the way here so I can measure that. You can kind of see what I did there. Let's give it a shot here. I'm just going to put that in there. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, so we got that thing all nice and bored out. Let's give it a shot. No, try it out on the. Sorry about all the movement. I'm trying to do this with one hand here. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, in case you notice, I put some of that aluminum tape on there. It's used for thermal or the air conditioning units for the flue pipes. And what happens is you could see how the jaws on my lathe kind of gouge into the aluminum. So instead of it having to gouge into my aluminum piece here, it kind of helps it out a little bit. But anyway, let's see how we did here. This is where we want to go. Let's try it out, see how it worked out. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I like it. Yep, that's pretty good. Slips in there really nice. Okay, well, that's what that's going to do is I'm going to weld a bead around here, and I'll put the bushing here, stainless steel bushing by 1 inch, and I could put my valve here right on there. So that should be pretty good. I had a couple of comments from Spanish speaking, and I thought I'd take the opportunity to explain this in Spanish. So yes, I speak Spanish. All right. So lo que pasa aquí, lo que hice fue agarré este pedazo y lo metí en el torno y le corté una rabanadita así, más o menos así, para que quepa este acá dentro de la pipa. Y luego ya que quepa allí, le voy a poner el bushing este de stainless steel que va allí, y es de 1 pulgada. Y le voy a poner la válvula allí. Aquí lo voy a soldar. Ya que la pegue, esta va ensartada así y le voy a soldar así. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, well, that's what it's going to look like assembled. And here I could show you what this tape looks like. You can kind of see the what that looks like. Where my jaws grab. And I have nothing on here. Works out pretty good. So that's kind of an idea. El torno le hace le aplasta el fierro aquí, el aluminio, y le hace marcas, y le puse este tape para que lo conserva y no se dañe. All right, so let's go to the other side. Now, next up is I have this hunk of aluminum. I'm going to go ahead and create some sort of plug to plug this side up. And this will probably accommodate the pressure gauge and the Schrader valve. So I'm going to come up with an idea to accommodate the two and get this thing plugged up. All right, so let's get to it. Este va a ser una ploga. Se la voy a poner aquí para tapar este lado. Y le voy a hacer una clase de algo para montarle esta válvula. Y la válvula esta y luego la mira. So, hay que darle. Okay, so here we are. And there's that hunk of aluminum. And you can see put the tape on there. You can see how my jaws just grabbed that. So that's the plug so far. I sized it in there to see if it would go in. So I want to make sure that thing goes in nice and tight, so you can kind of see how it's going in there really nice and tight. Yeah, just like that. I like that. Nice and tight. So I had to this part I had to kind of indicate it. I used my indicator here to indicate the wobbly piece of aluminum, because aluminum just comes in it's just really crazy. So anyway, this is an indicator dial, and I think I got it where I wanted it. So I'm going to keep going, and let's keep going. Esta es la ploga. Le tuve que, con la indicadora, le tuve que medir para asegurar que estaba todo en línea. Este va a ser la ploga que entra, y ya viste cómo lo metí. Okay, so I'm getting ready to drill out this port. Airport, actually. This is where my pipe's going to go in here, and it's going to be on the inside. So I'm going to drill this out so that I can do an NPT fitting. And this is a 7/16 drill bit. So I'm going to tap it to a 1/4 inch. NPT. Okay, well, let's get to it. Okay, so I got it all drilled out, and you can see it in there. It's threaded the way it is. Le metí un agujero. So now I took the liberty of boring this out. So this is all nice and bored out, ready to go for the next phase of what I'm going to do to this thing. So as you can see, it's let's take it off here. Okay, so this let's go back to this. There's that. There's this. And this. Will go in here. There we go. Something to that effect. There. So that goes in there. And then this will thread inside there. So that'll go in there like this. It'll go in here. And then we'll, I'm going to drill another hole right here. I'll drill a hole here. And I'll put that on there like that. And so we'll have a gauge. And we'll have the valve, Schrader valve. And the butterfly valve over there. Okay, let's get on it. All right, so in looking at this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this. I know I have to drill out. You could see the inside. If I could show you what I've done, I kind of wrote it out. It's like this inside. I cut it out like that. And this is the threading. This is pretty much the end of the threading here. And there's a hole that goes all the way across. And that's this hole. So that goes through, is threaded. And then this part is open like that. So what I'm going to do, this will go inside here. And it'll essentially fit right in there. And to tighten this, I'm going to cut a slot right in here so that I can put a wrench inside here and to tighten this one up. The socket will fit inside. I'll preset this one inside right in there. That'll go in there. So it'll fit like that. And for the Schrader valve, I'm going to drill a hole right here somewhere. Here. And I'm going to put this on here. Right about there. And that'll fuel this thing or air it up. And I think I'm going to keep this part sticking up like that. It'll actually be that deep, so it'll be sticking up a little bit. And then here, I think I'm going to open this area up. I might go about like that, bore it out, bore all this out, and just kind of lighten it up a little bit so that it's opened up kind of like this. That way, this is just a little lighter. No, nothing special. But for now, I think I'm going to run this through the lathe, and then I'll drill this after. Okay, let's get on it. Okay, so I got the Schrader hole drilled out. You could see that. That's the where the valve's going to go, where we air it up. And then the back one in over there is going to be for the gauge, the pressure gauge for air. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little slot right here so that I can tighten the little gauge that I'm going to put on in here. The gauge goes right in here, and it's going to go probably about up to there. So I have to have this so that I can tighten the like this. That's going to go inside. And to do that, to make that slot, I'm going to have to mill it. So I'm going to use the mill to do that. All right, let's get on it. Let's get to it. Okay, so I got this thing all milled out. This is the plug that's going to fit into my air chamber where I'm going to put air inside. I got this drilled out and all nice and threaded, and I got the slot cut out where I can tighten up my gauge, and my air gauge will fit in here, and that's threaded inside. You can kind of see that. And I got this all nice and bored out. So what's going to happen here is the Schrader valve will fit in here, and I can obviously tighten it up with a socket. You can kind of see that. And then in here I'm going to put my bushing for my valve. So that bushing will fit inside here, and I can always tighten it up with a socket. That fits in here. Put that like that. That goes in there. Sorry about the darkness. This will tighten it up right here like that. And then the valve will go in here like this. And that slot I cut out will be for the wrench to tighten in here. That'll tighten it. And this will be inside. And obviously this will go in my chamber like that. And I'll be able to put my air in here so that I can hold my air. I'm going to weld all this and weld this. So should work out pretty good. Okay, so next up, welding this and this. Get this thing put together and assembled so that we can try it out. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so got to the welding. Welding is all done. Got the the air chamber all welded up. You can see this is the weld. And I took the liberty of turning this on the lathe. If you come over to this side, I got that all turned too. This is welded here, and got it all put together. What I did here is I kind of sanded this down a little bit. I turned it on the lathe, and I turned this, and I kind of polished it a little bit. You can kind of see where the polish is there. There's the difference. So once I'm done with this thing, I'm gonna give it a nice polish. I had to change the, this is a stainless nipple, which didn't do so well. So I changed this one to a brass nipple to keep it from leaking, because it was leaking a little bit and I didn't like that. I just assembled this temporarily to make sure there were no leaks in the joints and in all the welds. So I got this thing all pretty much completed. Next up is what I'm going to do. If you recall, the piece I had, which was this piece, well, that's going to be for the cannon. So I got the cannon and I turned it. It's all ready to go. So here I threaded it. I put some grip on here. Got this all nice and turned, and got it all ready to go. Here's the cannon. That goes in there. I'm going to weld this all the way around here. And this goes right here. If you see, this will go in here. And once this is welded, this will be my cannon. So that will pretty much be the cannon. I'll step back a little bit so you can see it. All right, so this right here is 24 inches from here to here. And then obviously this side over here is 30 inches. So my air chamber will hold a pretty substantial amount of air, which will be really nice. And here I'll be able to fit, for this particular size, this is a 1.5 inches in diameter. Here's my weight bag. This will fit inside there. Fits nice. That'll go inside there and it'll shoot out. Okay, for this particular one, I'm going to make 2 cannons. So this cannon will accommodate 12 ounce, a 12 ounce. And then I have another cannon which will accommodate the bigger size. This one will be for this size. This will fit in there. Just like that. And then I'll make the cannon out of this 2 feet. So I'll also turn one of these for these. So I'll have interchangeable cannons for both sizes. These are the 2 sizes. So 16 ounce and a 12 ounce weight bag. All right, so next up, weld this together and get this thing all nice and buffed out so we can get it all nice and sharp. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so here it is. Yeah, I got it all nice and buffed out, ready to go. It's the throw line launcher that I built. So as you can see, I got it all polished, ready to go. I put a handle on here, and I put these little safety rubber deals on this side and on this side, but I don't have that one on there right now. So this basically what it does is it protects the launcher from getting damaged on the concrete. So, or if you set it down, it'll protect the gauge. And so I could take this thing off right now. There's about close to 100 pounds of pressure. You got your Schrader valve, and you have your gauge right there for your pressure, air pressure. Have a little handle, and you have the butterfly valve to hold the pressure. And the thing is pretty assembled. It's very easy to assemble now. As you can see how I did this. This is the Canon. I threaded this, obviously. You could see the I put the welded all this and knurled the end right here to help you kind of grip it for some grip. So this goes in here like so. Set that down. You can see the whole thing, how it is. Okay, and then now what I do is I'll go ahead and load this thing. Since I have pressure in it, it's 12 ounce. This is for the 12 ounce Canon. I have a bigger one. I can do a 10 up to a 16. So I just drop this in here like this. That fits right inside. This is what I do to ream that down. And then I'll set that up. I'm gonna see if I could get that crotch up there. Somewhere up there, right around there. Yeah, it's close to about 60 feet or so. So I'm gonna aim for that. And this kind of works like a bazooka. This part right here kind of goes up against your shoulder here. So when this thing recoils, it holds very firm. And I could just aim on top, get it set, and shoot. And there you go. Okay, I'm aiming for that crotch right up there. Here we go. Whoops. Okay, well that was very exciting. That weight bag must have shot about a good 100 feet. So it's got some power. We'll just have to reduce the air we put into the chamber. So here it is. And I'll go over the parts real quick. So it's 1.5 inches, all aluminum. I polished it. and I turned this area out. I knurled this part so that when you put it in, it's got a stainless steel 1-inch nipple. I got a 1-inch butterfly valve, 1-inch brass nipple, stainless steel bushing, 1-inch to 2-inch, and I have a bung here that I welded to the air chamber, and then the 2-inch air chamber, which is 30 inches. The cannon is 24 inches. So it goes down to, I use this handle as a bazooka so you can put your shoulder up against it. And it helps out. I just bought it at a local tool store. It's for a drill, but works out really well. And then down here, I have the air gauge and the Schrader valve. You could see that. And I put a piece of rubber on here just to kind of protect it. So that you can kind of lean it around on things, and you don't mess up your pressure gauge. And this is the notch I notched out so we could tighten it up. No leaks, everything's perfect, works great. And I hope you like it. And there it is. I want to pay special thanks to Arborist for his opinion. Muchas gracias, Arborist. Lupio, gracias por saludos, por la opinión. And thanks for watching. If you like my content, please subscribe, like, and see you on the next project.